Now, if you're a Sony video shooter like myself, I bet you'll love the camera, but you hate the battery life. If you're using anything below the third A7 lineup, which most people do. Now for the A6000, 6300 and 6500, there's the battery grip as an option that gets you 2x battery life. But for the A5000 and 5100, there's no such thing. Still would be nice to have way more battery life and a better grip, right? So here's how to make it happen for your A5000 and 5100. This is my A5100, but it's gonna work exactly the same way with an A5000 body, because both of them have the exact same dimensions. We'll start with an L bracket like this, that has a 1/4 inch screw right here, a 1/4 inch mount right there, and on its vertical part, these two ridges, which make it Arca Swiss compatible. Next up, your choice of a quick release plate, quick release base combination. I'm gonna use this tiny one right here. You are free in your choice, as just mentioned, except for one thing. The quick release base has to come with a 1/4 inch mount on the bottom. You could also use one like this that has a 3/8 of an inch mount on the bottom, and then use a tiny screw adapter to adapt the 3/8 of an inch mount to a 1/4 inch mount. The quick release plate attaches to the mount on the bottom of the camera, just like this. Its base counterpart attaches to the L bracket via this 1/4 inch screw, just like this. The core piece that makes this setup work is this combination of a Sony dummy battery and a Sony battery plate. This was made in China, but it is still of high quality. The back plate is metal. It even has a nicely applied rubber surface, so you don't scratch whatever gear you hook this up to. The 1/4 inch mount is very sturdy, and the plastic used is also of high quality. Another fact that evokes my trust that this will work over a long period of time is the fact that this piece is rather simple. You don't need complicated tech, and the materials to build it are cheap already. And on top of that, because the battery plate has a DC connector right here, if you have the right adapter, you can even run the camera off the grid completely. It is labeled out, but it is also an in. So this obviously hooks up to your camera, and then you can run it off whatever battery you choose to put in here. Now my favorite choice are those Sony NP-F550 batteries, giving you roughly 3 times the battery power of those tiny ones you're used to. You could even hook up the NP-F970 studio batteries and get 6.6x battery life. In this review, I'm gonna continue with my favorite NP-F550s. So let's say the next quick release base you're using has a 3/8 of an inch mount on the bottom, not a 1/4 inch mount. This is how you would proceed. Use such a screw adapter that adapts a 1/4 inch screw to a 3/8 of an inch diameter. Screw it onto the 1/4 inch screw of the battery plate, so it looks like this, and then put these two pieces together like this. Make sure it's a tight fit, and this is what this is supposed to look like. Now you all know how much I love cable management, so we're gonna use one of those cable clamps with adhesive tape on its back to manage the cable. Remove the cover, place it on the bottom of the battery plate, like so. Now open the quick release base on the back of the battery plate and slide it onto the vertical part of the L bracket. Close the base to fix it in place. Put the dummy battery into your camera, run the cable like this. Use the quick release plate installed earlier to fix the camera to the L bracket. If it doesn't fit right here, make sure this quick release plate base combination sits all the way outside on the L bracket. Just like this. This is how it's supposed to look. Then open the little cable clamp and place the cables inside. It won't close, but it'll still keep them in place. Now hook up the battery of your choice and turn on your camera. And there you go. Setup complete. Up to 6.6x battery life via using the Sony NP-F batteries, the ability to get infinite power via running it off the grid, nice cable management, with all the connectors easily available still, and on top of that, a nice grip. For the A6000, 6300 and 6500, the battery grip, as mentioned, is an option. If you're not using a cage, that is, because with the cage, no battery grip. So just because we can, here's the same upgrade for the A6000, 6300 and 6500. Option 2 with an L bracket. In case of an A6000, an A6300 or an A6500 in this case, in combination with a cage, all you need is the battery plate as it is and a battery. Because the cage has more than enough 1/4 inch mounts on the side, you can use those to hook up the battery plate. So it looks like this. Dummy battery goes right there. Unlock this little piece to make room for the cable. Apply your favorite battery, and once again, you're good to go, with all the connectors still easily available. A custom L bracket like this fitted especially to those camera bodies with a 1/4" mount up here on its vertical part. L bracket attaches to the camera body, 1/4" screw of the battery plate attaches the whole battery plate to the vertical part of the L bracket via the 1/4" mount right here. So it sits like this. Put the dummy battery in, put the battery in, and once again you're good to go. Downside with this setup, the connectors are not reachable. So, if you liked the video, if you found it helpful, please make sure to leave a thumbs up, it's greatly appreciated. Any kind of comment or feedback is welcome and I'll try to answer as quickly as possible. All the tech that I've used in the video is linked in the description. As always, thank you so much for your time, thank you for watching, and hopefully see you again soon.